with your own street. When the evening falls, so
For some reason,
What's up?
so for some reason it's not working. Stream is going, but it won't.
Like, shut the stream up is good.
Yeah. Like if you go back into the YouTube control, you can see it running. But then front end was. Oh yeah, it says that anyway because it uses a third party app.
How you get on? Sun is shining.
Okay, what's the story, please?
All the things come to an end. It's not clean if you try to pretend. Everyone's really want to hold on. Everybody wants to hold on to what they got. Start to settle in for a long haul. Ooh, baby, you can have it all. When you got nothing left to lose, might sound good, I'm not sure that it's true. Carry the pain around, that's what saves you. Ooh, yeah. Tell by the way that you hang your head, the way you cast your eyes, things you haven't said. What you said, so
Paste the one that you did before, the email that you did before. Put in the new link.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get him to do.
Well,
start to settle in for the long haul.
He does a pretty good angle. You don't want to get Michael on
Right?
You don't want to get Michael on
No, I just wanted to get the two banners in the front.
When you get
There we go.
We had a bit of a hiccup. For some reason, the first link we had stopped working. So we've got the guys pushing the second link to all the guys. For some reason, it refused to work. So we're getting that done now. Was there anybody that we sent it to?
At the end of the day, it'll be there for people. I think it's the case for that.
You've immortalized yourself. You've immortalized
I
yourself.
know. It's always there's some water at least. No water. Emma. Yep, it is.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. The sky that we upon should come, and the mountain should crumble to this. I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Just as long as you stand by me. The sky that blue pole should crumble and fall, and the mountain should crumble to the sea. I won't cry,
Thanks, Chris.
I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Just as long as you stand by me. Let's go. The land is dark and the moon is the only light we will see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't.
Jump out of here at 5. Pick up boys.
Just as long
Should be all good here. Now that this link's working, it should just
so darling,
do its thing.
by me. Oh, stand by me. Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
Live streaming right now. I'm gonna put it on live.
Just as long as you stand by me.
Come back. Cut Michael up that pillar and scope it Didn't get it all in one shot. rush back to the house because they were having trouble with the lock. So get this sorted out. Anyway, sounds like she's well and truly referred to.
What's it? A mojito with the no.
Is that cider?
Okay, thank you.
Facebook. Looks just gorgeous with this thing. These all these things in front of me.
It smells so good. It smells all around me.
Fantastic music country down there. In fact, there aren't too many bad spots in South Island, I think. Yeah, I love the South Island.
I was leaving
Yes,
walk behind the camera.
Yes, behind, not in front. It's alright.
The group from work after we sat state final. We just did we did state final on one day, and the next day we headed to the coast. That was great. Very nice way to camp. Just really waving. That's 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, you add to the story of the motorways.
Trying to make something up, you know. But everyone that knows me will know that I'm lying.
So there was a terrible crash back in the day. This was before.
And I rushed forward. Yeah, right. I could just hear the noise behind me, you know.
Things on Google now.
Nau mai haru mai piki mai. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora, hui hui mai, tātou katoa, tolofo lava, malo lele, hula manaka, kia ora, namaskar, asamaho leikum. That means all the peoples of the world, all of the language and the groups that are represented, and all the chiefly peoples here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you all. I'd like to greet the Deputy Chair, John Falk, for coming today, representing the MASH Board, to our patron, Nan Kinross, our esteemed guests and members of the MASH whānau. A huge welcome and thank you all for attending today, and also to the millions logged in on YouTube at the moment, welcome to you all too. For those who don't know me, my name's Ian Paul, I'm one of the regional managers of the Disability Service. And I have the honour this of me to be today's MC. I'm renowned for my timeliness, for my lack of talking, so I'll be making it as nice and today. So yeah, it's my esteemed pleasure to be today's MC for our MASH Trust Awards for 2021. Before we officially start, I'd like to thank Michael Bryant, Regional Manager for the Kapiti Parapara-Umu Lower Hutt and Wellington region. For your musical interludes today, Michael. Michael's open to inquiries around gigs for his weddings, 21st and baby showers. Please see his agent, which is me. And lastly, before we officially begin, I'd like to welcome my other. Let's start us off with a karakia to ensure a safe space and the spiritual goodwill of our gathering today. So kia ingoe tātou, let us pray. Kia hora tu merino, kia whakapapa panawe ki te moana, e huarahi mo tātou e te rangi nei. Aroha atu, aroha mai, tātou ia tātou katoa. Let the sea be like greenstone, calm and smooth and a pathway for us all this day. Let us share love, let us receive love, and bind us all together. Thank you. So another point I need to outline before we kick off is just some housekeeping for today's events. Toilets, ladies, are situated on the right-hand side. Males are on the left-hand side. There's disability access to both if required. There's the fire. You'll hear the alarm or myself screaming that there's a fire, 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 get out. And if we could make our way up the egress points either side. We have one in the car park up there and one also out the front of the building. If there's an earthquake, please drop if you can and cover and hold. And in the event of a flood, good luck, as we've probably been hit by the world's biggest tsunami. Just to outline today's flow. Today we will be doing some stuff. We will be, first I'll be announcing Dave coming to the stage where he's going to give us his Backstreet Boys rendition. And possibly talk about it today, not sure. Then after that we will start going through our 6 values of our MASH awards. And then following that we will also have John and Nan hopefully presenting our innovation award for MASH. Something else is going to yeah. So we're going to try and finish at 5:30. I know we've probably started a little bit later than normal, but we're happy to see how things go. There'll be canapes flying around the room that you're all more than welcome to help yourself to, and drinks just over there. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage our CE, Dave Robinson.
Too much Christmas. Squeezing through. Kia ora tātou. I always feel like I need a phone book. That's definitely one of those things. Hopefully you guys can see me in there. Kia ora tātou, nā mai, hara mai, and welcome. Thank you, Eru, for that intro. And like you, I'd just like to put a special welcome out to John, our Deputy Chair, for being with us as a representative of the board here today, and to our patron, Nan Kinross. Well, what a privilege it is to be standing in front of you all this afternoon as we look to celebrate some extraordinary examples of excellence in our values and in innovation. 2 of the foundational qualities that Nan, Heather, and our founders put in place that make MASH the place that it is. As well as that, what an awesome reason for us all to get together and have a drink, something to eat, have a bit of a chat and a bit of a game. Whether you're in the room today or joining us virtually on YouTube in only our second live stream, I think. Thank you to the IT guys. Welcome and thank you for being here. Every day I feel in a very privileged position because each day I get to see firsthand the positive effect that your work and that our teams have on the communities around us. Whether you're in the frontline delivery of our services, or whether, like me, your role is to support the frontline, you're all part of what makes our communities healthy. From me, thank you. Thank you all for what you do. Congratulations to all the nominees. Over the last couple of weeks, we've seen more than 100 nominations come in from all areas of the Motu, recognising the efforts of colleagues and teams. I think the awards here today have extra significance because they do come from your colleagues. They do come from the people you work with every day, and I think that has special significance. Having been part of the judging, I have to say it was really, really hard to find one award recipient in each category. And in thinking about that, I guess this is just an illustration of the great work that happens across the organisation every single day. These awards are an excellent example of how you all have made the extraordinary ordinary in what you do when you come to work at MASH and for the people that you support. Lastly, I would just like to thank the organising committee who brought us all here today, have organised some amazing awards and assisted all of us in the past, different parts we have to play. Tony, Anna, Jess, Ed and Odegaard. Thank you. Kia ora. Edu, I'll hand it to you. Try and squeeze through.
I'm gonna try that. That's a cheat. That's a bit mean. That's a bit set up.
I almost didn't make it as the HC today. I mean, HC. There's a role confusion going on here.
Okay.
I was asked if I would MC, and I sort of politely declined, saying, look, it could get kind of awkward when I have to announce myself as the winner of each category. But it didn't actually come to fruition. I'm sure there's been some sort of misprint anyway. But so what I'll do is I'll call out the bow. I'll call out the venue. I'm not looking too much at the drinks at the table. So I'll call out the value, and then I will announce all the nominees, and then after that we'll call the winner. No, actually, I think I'll call the recipient, because I think all 583 of us are winners, and it's great that we've been able to acknowledge just a small portion, 20% of the company, but I know each one of us does our own part. So our first category is fun. Something we try and make a goal in the way in which we work and live. If we can give all our nominees a round of applause after I've called them out, and then the recipient will be announced. So our nominees are Christine Harrison, Sarah Cody Fitzgerald, Daniel Ray, Delilah Brown, Edu Paul, I didn't just jump that one up. Fazleen
We need to see
Takar,
that sheet.
Heidi Van der Spy, the Kingfisher team, Lisa Haley, the Living Plus Lower Hutt team, the Oxford Street team, Rachel Neho, Ray Battersby, Ross Hoffman, Sue Woodland, and Tam Schofield, and Naja Mahal. And the recipient is Ross Hoffman. So Ross's citation was on Christmas Day in 2020. The Levin Homes had a very special visit from Santa and his elf. I think we know who Santa is. This release brought about so much joy to the faces of the people we support, as seen on our Nation Facebook page. Congratulations, Ross. Would you like to say?
Yeah, I would like to say a few words. Thanks for the prompt up. It was great. I enjoyed it. I worked all year to get into that suit. It's a regime that I work hard at, and it's really just about seeing the faces of the people we support on their special day, because it's a day that is really huge for them. So, thank you.
Any of you who had time or a meeting or anything with Ross, that fun is always going to be inside that meeting or interaction with Ross. So next we have the value of belief, where we believe that together we can make a difference. So please join me in acknowledging the following. Delilah Brown, Jackie Barstow, Karen Singh, the Kingfisher team, Morgan Voss, Murray Edgar, the Oxford Street team, Rachel Neho, Ray Battersby, Robin O'Neill, and Sharon Keeling. And the lucky recipient is Jackie Barstow. Jackie was nominated the following. It's very hard to choose just one category to acknowledge Jackie, as she has strengthened the links and mutual respect between the people we support and staff. She listens and understands the needs of our people and the staff, and she treats them with respect, the consumers above all, and has the inner being, personality and strength to encourage staff that follow her. She is always on call and willing to come into work while on leave or on her days off. Jackie helps set the goals for our gentlemen and is always there to give extra support in her own time. Jackie instills the belief in the people we support, and that shines through adversity to achieve the milestones and overcome any barriers. Jackie makes it fun for our gentlemen and goes that extra mile to make our whānau happy proud.
Just well done.
Jackie thanks me. Our next award is communication, an essential value where we will all communicate with one another with an open heart and mind. And this one has got quite a lot of, has had a really good nomination, bunch of people. So, 54 Queen Street team, Alice Templeton, Athena Huang, the Bartholomew Street team, Daniel Canales, Delilah Brown, Jeanette McCreath, Jasmine Murphy, the Kingfisher team, Lee Constable, the Living Plus Matipo Hub team, Oxford Street team, Rachel Neho, Ross Hoffman and Imelda Jacobs together, Sarah James and Charlene Nathan. And our winner today is the staff from the Matipo Hub. So, their citation is, I would like to nominate the Living Plus Palmerston North team for their outstanding teamwork and overall excellence. It's hard to narrow the nomination down to just one value, as the 6 mesh values really do make up the team, and they are lived out in their day-to-day work. An example of this,
It's a team thing.
they worked together, even took a photo together, and made sure that not only was a medical situation was taken care of, but that party went on. Music was played and danced to, and everyone assumed their roles in a very tense situation, showing mana, communication, and most of all, fun for those attending. The whole team should be proud of themselves and the way that they conducted themselves and communicated and looked after each other. Without clear communication, this could have been a very different experience. So just to outline that, we actually had a person have a medical event where their heart stopped and they stopped breathing, right in the middle of our Christmas party. The team bounded together. We had team members running interference as in keeping the party going, and we had team members actually performing CPR, and then we had team members out looking for ambulances, and we had team members who were keeping the party going. I know I walked in after seeing the gentleman off in the ambulance, and I'm like, am I in the right building? Because there were people laughing, dancing, and just the team really held it together. And that man left breathing with a heartbeat, so well done to him. Right. So now we will acknowledge those who have recognised and promoted and exuded the value of mana, building the strengths of those around them. And our nominees today are Ariana Tiawiawi, Chris Matsopoulos, I hope I said that right, the Community Services team, Aaron Dalzell, Delilah Brown, the Disability COVID Emergency team, Jasmine Murphy, Jessie Williams, Joe Hockley, Karen Sim, the Kingfisher team, Living Plus Kapiti, the Matipo EGL team, Oxford Street team, Penny Luke, Rachel Neho, Sarah Ioso, and the Takama team. And today's recipient is Rachel Neho. So she's asked if I would take her award on her. So Rachel's citations were, Rachel has been with us for 2 years as a core staff and works a lot over the time here at Oxford. Rachel has brought so much mana, love, compassion and fun to this team. Our clients love Rachel, and Rachel treats each one as if they were part of her family. Rachel is so loving and vibrant that this shows in the people we support. You couldn't get a better CSW than Rachel. And another one was, Rachel is able to work in all 4 houses in the Lower Hutt region. She works in Oxford Street with me on the afternoon shifts, I wonder who that was, and she has shown her professionalism, calmness, and is able to get on with the work and still have fun with her clients. Sometimes on her shift, when it's the person's birthday, she steps up and bakes a cake to celebrate the occasion. Next value is opportunities. These people have taken the opportunity to learn and grow together. Please join me in celebrating the following teams. Alice Templeton, Bernard McDonald, Dan Allen, Delilah Brown, Kelly Cunningham, the Kingfisher team, Mel Wally, Miramar House, Oxford Street team, Parliament House team, Rachel Neho, Suzanne Peterson, and Trish Cuttins. And the recipient of our award for opportunities is Dan Allen. Dan has developed workshops for MASH staff, trauma to support workers to become more understanding and effective at their job. Currently, he's developing a diet, exercise and nutrition workshop to help support workers, understand the importance of this in mental health. Dan is a hard-working and diligent worker who is a pleasure to work with. He is happy to share his knowledge and resources for the benefit of all. And last but not least, our final value of the day, relationships. It's the glue that binds us all together. All of the nominees are experts that can have and build open relationships based on honesty and respect. Our nominees are Aaron Dalzell, the Bartholomew team, Delilah Brown, Murray Edgar, Jasmine Murphy, Karan Singh, the Living Plus Kapiti team, Marina Pay, Naveen Jose, Oxford team, Sarah James, Sylvester Conway, Wendy Pritchard, Athena Huan, Kathy McNamara, the Disability Services, Alan Northover, Jodie Stanley, the Kingfisher team, Lynn Baldwin, Meg Lyon, Naileen Rama, Rachel Neho, Joseph Gida, and Donna Tavendale. And our recipient of the award today is Aaron Dalzell. Aaron wanted me to have that award as well. But we're going to get David to accept it on his
Yes,
behalf.
hello everybody. Aaron was actually here, I think about half an hour ago, but he had to go back to the operations to do some work, so I'm here to accept his award on his behalf.
So Aaron decided he quickly develops amazing relationships built on trust and common interests. He is positive and goes above and beyond. He also runs the Kadrona Movie Night monthly. He puts effort into support a successful night for the community, and they all have positive stories to tell. Maybe you won't get that one.
Zero bloopers.
Well, there's now.
See, if I had just read that award, I wouldn't have thrown it. Aaron builds a genuine rapport quickly. Aaron's generosity and all-embracing welcome attitude, coupled with a sense of humour and readiness to laugh and smile, quickly breaks down barriers. His easy style helps people to feel at ease in the groups. And the third one was, Aaron will do anything for anyone. He is able, he is caring and kind-hearted. And it's quite fitting that he got relationships. A little funny story about Aaron and me. About me. So for the first 6 months, Aaron was coming into the Main Street cafe, sort of, our smoko room, and each morning I'd greet him, "Good morning, Alan," and he would say, "Hi." Next morning, "Good morning, Alan, how's it going?" And he said, "Good." And after about 6 months, I said, "Morning, Alan, how is it?" He said, "Oh, look, I need to tell you something." I said, "What's that, Alan?" He said, "It's Aaron." I said, "What's Aaron?" He said, "My name." I said, "But it's Alan." He said, "No, it's Aaron." I said, "Well, when did you change it to Aaron?" And he said, "I've got 2 stink. You were such a nice guy, so I think let's just roll with it." And then then people on my team were starting to look at me funny, like, "Is it Alan?" Yeah, great guy, and congratulations to him. So now I would like to welcome to the stage our Deputy Chair of the Board, John Folk, who's representing Heather today, to introduce the next award and to talk a little bit about innovation. And I'd also like to ask Mesh Trust patron Dean Kinross to also take the stage with him and say something if you'd like, and present the award to our winner of the Innovation Award.
I'm not standing on that.
Round of applause.
I feel that's like it's like a sheep race. You know? Otherwise you need the fitness and nutrition program. I think you've got some clients.
Yeah, I'm so sorry you haven't had an award yet, but maybe we can
I
make
think you're checking
one
the
up.
pages too. I thought there must be a misprint.
There must be. First of all, thank you for allowing me to come on and speak to you tonight. Heather is unwell today, so she's not able to be with us. And she sends a sincere apology because MASH is a very important organisation to her, and it always has been, of course, to Heather and to Nan from the early days. I guess when I think of innovation, after a 30-year career with Toyota, innovation and improvement are sort of injected into your veins, and you're sort of constantly looking to improve. One of the problems with that is that you sometimes do something and say, yes, oh, that was very good, now what are you going to do next to improve it? These sorts of awards, therefore, are very important because you have to recognise the success of the team, and you can see by the number of nominees for each category that the MASH team do value each other and do value the work that everybody does. That's a very important part of working together. When I first became involved with MASH, I didn't know very much about MASH. I'd had a little bit of an association through work my mother did down in Wellington with the disability sector, because she used to run what used to be called a halfway house, and some of the older people here might remember those. But I've always, from the very first day, been impressed by the team here at MASH for two reasons. Firstly, whenever you're greeted, it's always with a smile and with a positive attitude. And I see that also being reflected in greetings and work that's being done in the homes when we as a board do our annual visits to those. The second thing is that I've been very impressed by the improvement culture here. And as I say, that's something that I regard almost as sort of a given. But the team here at MASH, and you're a widely diverse, wildly dispersed team, so it's very hard to do these things as a group, I think. But I've been very impressed by the way the MASH team culture is to keep improving things, to keep making a difference in the lives of the people that we support, but also doing those in different and diverse ways. When you turn to something like the Innovation Award here and look back over the last 2 years in particular, there have been some changes in our sector and in the ways that people expect us to do things. One of the things is always, of course, that we must always do things at least cost, but let's leave that out. The other thing, though, is that I think the way that parts of our sector have been reorganised was a real challenge for some of our teams. When you're used to working in a particular model and suddenly you're told that model is going to be changed, it challenges everything. It challenges your thoughts about what the work is that you've been doing, what the work is going to be that you're going to be doing in the future, but also a lot about really stability and confidence in that future. The group that are going to receive this next award actually took something, shook it up, and made one heck of a difference to it. And I think when I look back on some of the instances that I've had, oh, by the way, this is a motor racing accident, but I tripped over a step. Sorry, just in case you're wondering why the hell I put this thing on my arm. But when I think about that, if you can take a change happening, and change management is constantly sort of laughed at us out of the management magazines and all these other things. But when you can take something, change it, improve it, and then effectively become a model for the rest of the sector to follow, I think you've done something really special, and this team has certainly done that. So for me, that's all I have to say. Nan, did you want to add a few words?
Well,
we can turn the microphone this way. We don't have to go through. Oh, you got a mobile? I didn't have to.
I can shout happily. Well, good evening, everybody. Oh, thank you. Yes, that's good. I'm very happy to be here. I'm even happier to have come to the party with an Innovation Award again this year, and I hope I'll be continuing to do that for a little while yet. Congratulations overall to MASH, I think, for all the things that you've done, but notably, I think, to have maintained a very high standard, to have maintained and actually developed all sorts of things which have been wonderful for the population that you look after. So congratulations, thank you.
Thank you. Right. So it's produced on paperwork. Oh, hang on a second, boss. Just give me 2 ticks. I didn't organise my papers very well. Yeah, it might be even Paul, who knows?
I can't even help you.
I can't help myself.
Oh, yeah.
I revert to my phone.
You found it.
Yeah. Now, when go to the phone,
Go to the
it's always
phone.
on the phone.
Oh, there's more. Hold on, it's half my screen.
Just a way of her having more time.
Yeah, more airtime, more airtime. Hey, YouTube, there you go. Hit the button, hit the thumbs up, subscribe.
Very expensive.
Right, so our nominations. Ben the dog, the community services team. You, Paul, seriously, didn't write that in. It's there, see? Jamie Ross, Jodie Stanley, Kahi Katia, and Ngako Iti. Living Plus Lower Hutt, the Matipo Hub, the Parliament Street team, Ross Hoffman and Imelda Jacobs, Tanya Hay, Tanya Sorensen, Thomas Anderson support team. And it's my pleasure to announce the winner is the Matipo Hub.
Hi, Morgan.
The hub at Matipo was created to respond. Fist pumps. The Matipo Hub was created to respond to the new disability support services in Mid-Central, Manawhai Kaha, the principles enabling good lives, and the mesh business. To meet these guidelines and our expectations and standards, a massive change and focus needed to happen. A concerted effort to move away from the congregated segregated model, endorsed by previous governments, to an individualised service was initiated in late 2020. After a long period of research, consultation, training, refinement and adjusting, the new service opened in June 2020. The people supported, their whānau and support staff had all noted the positives that have been flowing out of the service since, and could not imagine returning to the old model prior to the transformation. Congratulations, Matipo.
Thanks, everyone. We'd like to dedicate this award to Eru because we've got good leadership, so that makes us a good team.
Well, thank you, well, it's a team effort, and you guys deserve all the kudos. But a big thanks also to Fiona for leading the team through that as well. Have we got any more awards left over? Just thinking if anybody wants one.
We could do a special award for MC.
The MC of the night?
Yeah.
She's not like that.
It just so happens. So we have to thank you for being MC.
I guess that brings officially us to the end of today's proceedings. You're more than welcome to stay for the next 10 minutes. Please help yourself to the drinks and to the meals. And once again, thanks heaps for coming. I think this is a great celebration for all the hard work we've all done as a collective, and it's an honour to be part of Nash Trust. Again. travel, thank you heaps for coming all this way, even if it's just down the road. But we wish you all well and travel safe, and have a good evening. Thank you.
Yeah.